Question first. Tell what is the profit or loss in the following transactions. Also find profit percent or loss percent in each case. A. Gardening shears bought for rupees 250 and sold for rupees 325. So this is the cost price of these gardening shears. These are your pairs of gardening shears. So the CP is, or the cost price, 250 and they are sold for 325. Clearly it is a case of profit, and we can calculate how much is the profit by subtracting selling price with cost price. So when you subtract 325 minus 250, you get 75. Now we were asked to find profit percent or loss percent. This is only profit. And what is profit percent? This is always calculated on cost price. Here it will be calculated on rupees 250. So the way or the formula to calculate it is, in numerator you write profit or loss. Here it was 75, therefore we wrote 75. In denominator you write the cost price. Here it is 250, therefore written 250. And this is the fraction. And you know how to convert fraction into percentage by simply multiplying it with 100. So never cram the formulas, try to understand them. You will never forget for your lifetime. Now profit percent is simply the calculation of this fraction. 0, 0 cancel. Now 125 is a 25, 325 is a 75. So 3 into 10 is 30%. So this is the profit percent when gardening shears are sold for 325 and they were bought for 250. This is your A part. B. A refrigerator bought for rupees 12,000 and sold for rupees 13,500. Now again it is a case of profit because selling price is more. And how much is the profit? We subtract these numbers. So it is 1500. Now profit percent again. In numerator you write the profit or loss. In this case it is profit, therefore writing 1500 upon cost price. Cost price is 12,000 into 100 because we have to convert into percentage. Straight away cancelling two zeros. 1 0 cancels here. You are left with 150 over 12. So 6 2s are 12, 75 2s are 150. Now not exactly reducible, but division can happen. Now you can divide it without actually dividing it as follows. 6 1s are 6. So 1 is remainder, 1 5. 6 2s are 12. 3 is remainder, so 3.0. Therefore writing point here. 6 5s are 30. So 12.5 is your profit percentage for B part. C. A cupboard bought for rupees 2,500 and sold at rupees 3,000. Again it is a case of profit because selling price is more. And how much more? Clearly 500. Therefore profit of 500. Profit percentage, you know how to calculate it. Now 2 0 cancel. 500 over 25. This can be further solved as 125s are 25 and 25s are 500. So the profit in this case is 20%. That is your C part. D. A skirt bought for rupees 250 and sold at rupees 150. Now you can see here that selling price is less. Therefore it is a loss. And how much loss? So how much loss is there? You can clearly calculate. It is of rupees 100. So loss is 100. Now we will write loss here upon cost price is 250 into 100 to convert this fraction into percentage. So 100 cancel. 125s are 25. 425s are 100. 4 into 10 is 40%. So there is a loss of 40% when a skirt is sold for 150 whereas it was bought for rupees 250. In this way, you solve your cost price and selling price questions and find their respective percentages. So this is your first question. Question second. Convert each part of the ratio to percentage. A is 3:1, B is 2:3:5, C is 1:4, D is 1:2:5. A part 3:1. So we have learnt in this chapter that whenever we have to find percentage of ratios, first of all we have to find the total parts. So total part comes with addition of the given ratios. So 3 plus 1 is 4. So total number of parts are 4 and 3 ratio means This is 3 part out of 4. This is 1 part out of 4. So first of all, we are representing them in terms of fractions. So 3 out of what? Out of 4. So 3 by 4. And this fraction can be converted into percentage when we multiply a fraction with 100. This you have learned in your previous exercise. So 1 4 is a 4, 25 4 is a 100. 25 into 3 is a 75%. So this means that 3 parts equals 75%. And what will be the left ratio? It will be 100 minus 75, because all ratios adds up to 100%. This you have learned in your previous exercise, but we can do mathematically as follows. Now we have 1 part out of what? Total 4. 1 over 4 into 100. 1 4 is a 4, 25 4 is a 100. 25 into 1, 25%. In this way, we will do rest of the parts. Now here we have 3 parts and all of them adds up to 100. You can also see if you add all these answers, you will see they adds up to 100. 50 plus 30 plus 20. 20 plus 30 is 50. 50 plus 50 is 100. Now let's solve them. Total number of parts 2 plus 3 plus 5. This is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. So 2 part out of 10 into 100. 1 0 cancel. 20. 3 part out of 10, converting it into percentage by multiplying with 100. 1 0 cancel. 30. Now we are left with 5 parts out of 10 into 100. 1 0 cancel. 50%. So this is very easy. You have to just first add the parts and then do accordingly. Now here we have only 2 parts, but total are 4 plus 1 is 5. First ratio is 1. So 1 part out of 5 into 100. 1 5 is a 5, 25 is a 100. So it is 20%. Now we have 4 parts. 4 upon 5 into 100. Because we have 4 parts out of total 5. 1 5 is a 5, 25 is a 100, 80. Well, you don't have to actually find this. If you have found 1 part and there are only 2 parts, you can directly subtract the part you have found with 100. So 100 minus 20 is 80. That is your C. Again, we have 3 parts, but their total will add up to 100%. Or in this case, in part wise, it is 5 plus 2 plus 1. That is 3 plus 5 is 8. So 1 over 8 into 100. When you divide 100 with 8, it is 12.5%. How can we divide it here itself? So 8 ones are 8, 2 remainder 20. So 8 2s are 16, 4. We don't have anything. We have to add decimal and introduce 0 to it. So it became 40. So 8 5s are 40. In this way, you can directly divide it without going with actual division process. Now 2 over 8 into 100. So 25 into 1s are 25%. 5 over 8, because 5 part out of total 8 into 100. We have earlier calculated 100 over 8 gives you 12.5. So we will directly multiply it with 5. So it is 62.5%. That is your D of your question number 2nd. Question 3rd. The population of a city decreased from 25,000 to 24,500. Find the percentage decrease. In this question, we are given with the initial population, that is 25,000, and it decreased to what? Remember, it is not written that it is decreased by. It is written decreased to. That means final. Now, the current population of this city is 24,500. That means some of the people have gone. Now, we have to find first decreased by. Now, by means by how much amount it is decreased. It means subtraction. So you can clearly see it is 500 away from this number. So when you subtract it, you get 500. Now we have to find the percentage decrease. Well, percentage is what? First of all, you write how much decreased. So it is decreased by 500. Therefore, we wrote 500. Now what was the initial? Because everything is calculated on initial value. Initial, it was 25,000. So 25,000. Never write the final value. Always use initial value. In cost price, in selling price, we also took cost price because it was initial value. That is, you first buy, then you sell. Now, this is the fraction, and to convert fraction into percentage, we have to multiply it with 100. Therefore, we multiply with 100 in order to find percentage. So 500 is the decrease. Initial population is 25,000 into 100. 2 zeros straight away cancelling. Now we have 500 over 250. Again 1 0 cancel. Now we have 50 over 25. 125 is a 25, 225 is a 50. So 2% drop. Well, this is one of the method that you have learned in this chapter, and this is formula based. Another is proportion based that we have also discussed in previous exercise. This method goes like this. When we had 25,000, it was 100%. That is, nobody moved out of the city. That is, 25,000 was 100%. But there was a drop of 500 and we have to find how much drop was that. Therefore, we took it as X%. So remember, in this method, in proportion method, you have to write same units on same side. Here we have percentages, here we have people. You cannot invert that. That is, X% cannot come on this side and 500 cannot come on this side. Again repeating, 25,000 when they all were in the city, nobody has left the city, that was 100%, that was complete. Now we have to find what will be 500 in terms of percentage. Therefore we took X, we have to find this X. Now we have told you in previous exercise as well that you can cancel on numerator part and you equate both the terms. So two zeros straight away cancel. Then you can also cancel as you cancel usually, that is with numerator over denominator, but you cannot cancel crosswise. Now 10 cancel, 25 over 50. So 125s are 25 and 225s are 50. Now we have to cross multiply. So X into 1 is X and 2 into 1 is 2. So 2%. The same answer we get from both the methods. This method is little bit faster as compared to this one. This is formula based, this is logic based. Although formula is also developed from logic. So that is your question number 3rd. Question 4th. Arun bought a car for rupees 3,50,000. The next year the price went up to rupees 3,70,000. What was the percentage of price increase? In this question we are given with the current cost of the car, that is equal to 3,50,000. Now after 1 year the cost of the car increases, it became 3,70,000. Now we have to find what is the percentage increase. So first of all we have to find what is the increase, and when we found that fraction of increase with the original price, and we will multiply it with 100 to get final percentage price increase. So first of all, increase in the price, simply subtraction, that is 20,000. 3,70,000 minus 3,50,000 gives you 20,000. Now percentage of the price, so increase price over current price, that is the initial value. So writing the values now, increase in price is 20,000 and initial value was 3,50,000 into 100% because we got to convert this fraction into percentage. Now 4 zeros straight away cancelled. We are left with 2 over 35. Now 2 can be multiplied with 100 to give you 200 upon 35. Now 7 5s are 35 and 45s are 200. Now you can solve it. 7 5s are 35 and 5 is remainder. Therefore mixed fraction came. 5 and 5 by 7% increase was observed in the next year of the car price. So that is your question number 4th. Question 5. I buy a TV for rupees 10,000 and sell it at a profit of 20%. How much money do I get for it? In this question, the given information is the cost of the TV. I buy a TV for how much? 10,000. Now I sell it for a profit of 20%. So in this case, actual profit is not given to you. You have to find that. Rather, you have to find how much money do I get for it. That is, you don't have to find profit, but you have to find the selling price. So there are again 2 ways to do it. First one is fast method, which you should learn and apply rather than going from the long way, because both of these methods will give you right answer. The only thing is, first one will take your less time and it is more logical. When I bought it, its actual cost was rupees 10,000 and that was 100% of the value. But I sold it and we have to find that part. Let us suppose that value is X and that will be 120%. Why? Because I will sell not only for 10,000 but 20% extra. So what does it mean? Not 100% but 120%. That's why we wrote 120%. Now percent cancel, this 0 cancel, this 0 with this 0 cancel. Now nothing can be cancelled. Cross multiply. X into 1 is X and 12, fix 3 zeros to it. So 12,000 will be your selling price. Look how fast we came to the answer with proper logic. So I sold the TV for rupees 12,000 and gained 20%, whereas the initial cost was 10,000. This is way number 1st. The second way is lengthier and it is more formula based. So 20% of CP, that is what will be your profit. Profit is always calculated in cost price. That is the initial value that we have told you several times. 20% of that CP, of that actual price, is your profit. Now 20% of CP is 10,000 because I bought television for 10,000. That will give me my profit. Now 20% of means multiplication rupees 10,000. Now here 2 zeros are cancelled. This is not cancelled. This is 0 only. There is a typo. Then you can multiply it. 20. How many zeros? 2 zeros here. So it will be your 2000. This is your 2000. Therefore, the profit is of rupees 2000. And then money do I get? I will get, apart from 10,000, I will add 2000 value to it. So initially it was 10,000 and then I added 2000 to it to give you 12,000. So in this way, we arrived to the similar answer but with different approach. However, always try to prefer this. This is more logical and faster. And that is your question number 5. Sixth, Juhi sells a washing machine for rupees 13,500. She loses 20% in the bargain. What was the price at which she bought it? Juhi sells a washing machine for rupees 13,500. It is given to us. She loses 20% in the bargain. So percentage she loses in bargain is 20%. That is, her selling price will be less. By how much? 20% less than the original price, which we have to find. That is, what was the price at which she bought it? There is a loss. Therefore, cost price will be less than this selling price. We will solve this question with the proportion method because it is fast and it is more logical. Although we can solve it using the formula method, but in this case we are doing it with proportion method. So what is the logic behind? So the logic behind is as follows. Rupees 30,500 is your selling price and it is at loss of how much? 20%. So actual price was 100%, but there is a loss of 20%. So therefore this selling price equals 80% because 100 minus 20 is 80%. Now we have to find the actual price, that is the cost price, that will be 100%. Now simple reduction. Percentage cancel. 0 0 cancel. Here rupees cancel. Percent cancel. 1 0 with 1 0 cancel. Cross multiply. 8x into simply fix 1 0 to it. Therefore it will be 1,35,000 equals 8x. Now to get rid of this 8, you know very well how to do it. Dividing by 8 on both sides. X is eliminated, therefore writing x equal to solving this fraction. 2 4s are 8, 2 6 are 12, 1 5, 2 7s are 14, 1 0, 2 5s are 10, 0 0. Now 2 2s are 4, 2 3s are 6, again 2 3s are 6, 15, 2 7s are 14, 10, 2 5s are 10, 0. Now 1 2s are 2. So last time 2 1s are 2, 13, 2 6 are 12, 17, 2 8s are 16, 15, 2 7s are 14, 10, 2 5s are 10. Therefore, its actual price or the cost price is rupees 16,875 and selling price was 13,500. So there is a loss of 20% in this whole process. So Julia was in a loss. That is the question number 6. Question 7. First, chalk contains calcium, carbon and oxygen in the ratio 10:3:12. Find the percentage of carbon in chalk. Second, if in a stick of chalk, carbon is 3 gram, what is the weight of the chalk stick? First of all, we are required to find the percentage of carbon in the chalk, but we are given all the components in terms of ratios or parts. So first of all, how we solve it? We find the total parts, that is 10 plus 3 plus 12 is 25, and calcium part is 10, carbon part is 3, oxygen part is 12. So we don't have to find values of all the parts. We are only asked to find the percentage of carbon. So what is part of carbon? Carbon is 3 out of total 25. So we took 3 out of 25, adding parts as well. Now this is the fraction part, and you know very well how to convert fractions into percentage by multiplying it with 100. That's why we multiplied it with 100. Part cancelled. 1 25s are 25, 4 25s are 100. So 4 3s are 12%. So in this whole chalk, that is in every single piece, we have 12% of carbon. Similarly, you can find for other 2 components, but that is not asked in the question. That completes your first part. Second, if in a stick of a chalk, that is this stick, that is individual stick. There are 3 sticks here for representation. Carbon is 3 gram. That is, weight of carbon is 3 gram in every single stick. Now we have to find what is the weight of the chalk, that is individual chalk. So we have already found that is 12% of the component is carbon in every single chalk. Therefore we can move ahead from this step only. So 12% of weight of the chalk equals how much? It is given to you 3 grams, because carbon mass is given, that is 3 gram, and it is 12% of what? Or the 100%. This is 100%. So 12% of the total weight of this chalk, which we have to find, equals 3 gram. So 12% of means multiplication, weight of the chalk, 3 gram. You can cancel in numerator part whenever it is equated. This you have learned in your equations chapter. Now 1 3 is 3, 4 3 is 12. Now cross multiply. 100 gram, 1 into 100, 100. Wherever it is written nothing, then denominator is 1. So 4 into weight of chalk. This bracket signifies that this is getting multiplied. You could have also taken it as x, y, any variable, but we have taken statement itself. So weight of the chalk can be achieved when we get rid of this 4. That is dividing by 4 on both sides, so that the value of equation doesn't change. 4 cancel, weight of the chalk separated. 100 over 4 is simple, 25 grams. So weight of the chalk is 25 gram when carbon itself weighs only 3 gram. That is the second of question number 7th. Question 8th. Amina buys a book for rupees 275 and sells it at a loss of 15%. How much does she sell it for? Here Amina buys a book for rupees 275. So this book costs rupees 275. She then sells it at a loss of 15%. What does this mean? This means that the selling price of the book will be less than this. By how much? 15% of this value. So selling price, let us assume it to be x. We will use with a more logical method, that is proportion method. So rupees 275 is the actual value, therefore it is 100%. And we have to find the selling price, that is x. So it will be 85%. Why 85? Because she sells it at a loss of 15%. So 100 minus 15 is 85. Now simplify. Percent cancel, rupees cancel. Dividing it with 5. So 5 ones are 5, 3 5, 5 sevens are 35, 25 is 100. Simple. Not further reducible, but we can reduce like this. 4 5s are 20, 5 5s are 25, 2 5 again. So 5 5s are 25. Now cross multiplying. 4x equals 17 into 55. So writing the same. Now getting rid of this 4, therefore dividing whole equation with 4 on both sides. X separated. Solving it. First of all, multiplying 55 into 70 gives you 935 upon 4. So 1 4 is a 4, then 4 2 is a 8, 13, 4 3 is a 12, 15, 4 3 is a 12, 3. Now introducing decimal and writing 0. So 30. Now 4 7s are 28, again 2, 0, 4 5s are 20. You can also do it in your rough if you are facing any problem. So rupees 233.75 will be the selling price, whereas actual price was 275. Therefore, a loss of 15% incurred by Amina. That is your 8th. Question 9th. Find the amount to be paid at the end of 3 years in each case. A is principal is 12,000 at 12% per annum. B is principal equals rupees 7,500 at 5% per annum. A part. Principal is given to you as rupees 1200 and rate of interest is 12% per annum. That is, per annum means for a year. Now we are required to find the amount. Amount is the final money that one gets when he gets his money back. So it includes principal, that is the actual money the lender gave to the borrower, plus the interest that is incurred for the time the money was with borrower. So we have to find this amount. Principal is already known, that is 1200. We have to find interest, and interest is at 12%. So we can find interest by solving this. That is 12% per annum of principal. 12% of means multiplication. Principal was 1200. So you don't have to cram that formula P into R into T over 100. You have to be more logical in your approach. Never cram things. So you solve it. 2 zeros straight away cancelled. 12 12s are 144. But remember that this is for 3 years. This is only for 1 year. but since principal remains same, simple interest is interest which is on the same money. Therefore, we simply multiply it with 3. So it turns out to be 432. That is 4 3s are 12, 1 carry, 4 3s are 12 plus 1 is 13, 1 carry, 3 1s are 3 plus 1, 4, 432. So the amount will be, this is your interest only. Amount will be when this thing is added to 1200, that is principal, and sum is your principal. Another name for your principal is sum also. So 1200 plus 432, it is 1632. So that is your amount to be paid after end of 3 years. Similar approach in B part, amount equals principal plus interest. Interest will be 5% because here rate is changed, 5% of 7500, 5%. Per means division, cent means 100, of means multiplication, principal. 2 zeros straight away cancelled, 75 5s are 375 into 3 because each of the part was for 3 years. So multiplication leads you to 1125. Amount will be addition of this interest with your principal. It gives you 8625. So that is your B of a question number 9th. Question 10th. What rate gives rupees 280 as interest on a sum of rupees 56,000 in 2 years? This question requires you to find the rate when the interest is 280 and sum means principal, that is 56,000, and time is 2 years. In this you have to find one value out of the given 3 values, so it is good to use your formula. So principal is 56,000 given to you, interest is 280, time is 2 years, let rate be R% per annum. So interest is equal to PRT. Interest is 280, wherever it is nothing written in denominator, you can take it as 1 equals 56,000. This is multiplication, percent means percent. It is for per annum, therefore we wrote year. Time is 2 years. Year cancel, 2 zeros cancel here, 1 2 is a 2, 142 is a 280, 2 7s are 14, 0, and 2 2s are 4, 1 6, 2 8s are 16, 0 as it is. Now this 0 cancel out, 1 7s are 7, 4 7s are 28. Cross multiply it because no more cancellation can be done. So 4R into 1, therefore 4R came equals, here it is 1. So rate will be, when you get rid of this 4 with this variable R, that is dividing both sides with 4. 4 cancel, R separated, 1 by 4 is how much? 0.25%. So the rate is 0.25% for 2 years when 56,000 gives you 280 as your interest. That is your 10th. Question 11. If Meena gives an interest of rupees 45 for 1 year at 9% rate per annum, what is the sum she has borrowed? In this question also, we are given with 3 values, we have to find 4th value. So whenever such case appears, then it is good to use the formula, that is interest or simple interest equals P into R into T. This is called simple because in every year principal remains same. Therefore simple is used with interest, and hence simple interest came into existence. So interest is 45, time is 1 year, and rate is 9%. Now plugging the values in formula, interest is 45, we have to find this sum. Sum is principal. Another name of principal is sum. Into, this is multiplication, 9% into 1 year. We are just plugging values in this formula. Now 1 9s are 9, 5 9s are 45. Cross multiply it, this will be a 500, and this will be sum into 1. Therefore sum or principal is 500. This means the actual money that Meena borrowed was rupees 500. So this was the last question, question number 11th.